We got some tragic news into our newsroom before we got into the stream. The chairman, founder, CEO of LendingTree, Doug Lebda, has died in an all-terrain vehicle collision. The company announced that. We got word of that this afternoon. Passed away on Sunday. Now, in the wake of his death, we've heard from people from within the company, also his wife. Here on Live Impact News, we have former North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory, a friend of Doug Lebda. Mr. McCrory, thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're still in shock. The family, his friends, the great family of LendingTree, his kids. Doug was one of the greatest American entrepreneurs of his generation. And he picked Charlotte and he picked North Carolina as home when he could have gone anywhere in the world, or at least in America, to make his headquarters. But he selected Charlotte when he was a young guy, about 28 years old, and I've known him ever since. And just a heart of gold. And we've lost a giant at a very young age, and a very, very close personal friend.
You talk about, as you mentioned, him being a close personal friend. What memories stick out? Can you talk about that relationship?
We shared a lot of thoughts about leadership and the battles of leadership and the struggles of leadership while I was both mayor and governor, and he was chairman and CEO of LendingTree. We taught each other from different perspectives. I was an old man to Doug, but he was a visionary, just an incredible visionary who his brain worked in a whole different level than most people. And by that, he created a lot of jobs and created a great company called LendingTree. And he was just a great dad and a great human being. And I talked to him twice this past week about he was starting a farm. This high-tech entrepreneur had just bought a farm in the Tryon area. He wanted to return back to his rural roots of Pennsylvania, and he did it here in North Carolina. And tragically, that's where the accident occurred. And I'm just heartbroken for his wife and his daughters.
Where were you, if you don't mind me asking, where were you when you got the news, and just sort of take me through those range of emotions?
Yeah, I was here in Charlotte, but I'm in shock. He was too young to pass, and he had a lot of years ahead of him. And he had new ideas. He was an entrepreneur, but one great thing about Doug, I always said, you entrepreneurs impress me because you take risk. He says, good entrepreneurs don't take risk. Good entrepreneurs know exactly what they're doing. And that was a lesson learned from me, being a politician and a business person myself. He had just incredible energy and passion, and he loved this city of Charlotte, and he loved North Carolina. And again, he could have lived anywhere in the world. He had become very successful. He started LendingTree out of his garage while he was an MBA student at University of Virginia. He came up with this idea, and he didn't finish it, the MBA at that point in time. He finished it many years later. He went in and implemented the business plan for LendingTree, which is such a national brand. But he was more than the founder and entrepreneur of CEO of LendingTree. He was always thinking about ways to help educate kids, especially in business acumen. He really reached out to people who needed help, and he didn't seek publicity in doing it. He did it from the heart, and I know about what he did. And he reached out to me also during the toughest of times, and I'll never forget it.
You talk about from the heart. His wife, in a statement, said he had a big heart, and I just want to, from our reporting, from back in 2020, announced a $1 million donation to a COVID-19 fund at the time. Everybody remembers 2020 and what we were going through with that donation and his heart. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, he could cry at a moment's notice, and you don't see many top business people do that. He'd do it behind the scenes, but if he talked about his family or people suffering, he would tear up in a minute. And I'm tearing up. I've been crying this morning about this tragic loss for so many who knew him. And I loved his energy. I loved his competitiveness. I loved his heart. I loved his love for his daughters and his wife, and the love for Charlotte. He did a lot for Charlotte behind the scenes during my tenure as mayor, and a lot for the state during my tenure as governor. But more than anything, he was my friend.
Why did Charlotte resonate so much to him? This is I'm a North Carolinian. I know Charlotte is special, but why for him? Why did it resonate so much?
I think at the time he came up with the idea. He grew up in Pennsylvania, and he was at UVA when he was doing a master's thesis on this concept of, he got ripped off on a mortgage. and he was a he grew up in a blue collar family with little or no money. And that's where he came up with the idea of LendingTree. And he said he looked at several cities, but something about Charlotte struck him. And I got to know him shortly after he moved here. And he and I played a little bit of golf together. He'd kick my tail in golf. He was a good bit younger than me, still did to this day. And he kept Charlotte his home. He kept Charlotte his home. And he invested in Charlotte a great deal, in people, and built a great company.
Mr. McCrory, you've been so generous with your time. Before I let you
Thanks.
go, I just want to ask. Obviously, this is the obvious question, but as human to human, I want to ask: how's his family
Sure.
doing in this
They're
time?
worth, they're struggling. I mean, we're in shock. He was a young man. I met him when he was 28 years old, and he thought I was an old man at 42, I think, or 41. And now I'm turning 69 this week, and the same age difference existed. But I considered myself not only just a friend, but a mentor. And he mentored me in a lot of ways that he didn't know. He taught me how his generation thought. You think about it, he was one of the great innovators of his generation in our country. I mean, everyone knows LendingTree. He came up with it. He came up with the whole concept, and I just admired him. He was a brilliant, brilliant mind, both financial mind and problem-solving mind, and innovative mind. He could look to the future like very few people can, and but yet he always returned back to the earth. And for him to, I was just talking to him the other day about his farm outside of Tryon that he just bought. I mean, who would have thought Doug Lebda would be out on a farm and have this tragic accident? Well, he was returning back to his roots, and it puts a smile on my face that he was where I know he was bragging about the farm just 2 days ago. And he was loving it, loving planting things. And that says something about him. His feet were firmly on the ground in the soil.
Mr. McCrory, I know this is a difficult time, but thank you for sharing those stories. Thank you for your time. My condolences go out to
Thanks.
you, Mr. Lebda's family as well. Our condolences from here at WCNC Charlotte
Well,
go out to you guys.
We lost a great one. We lost a great one. But his impact will be felt for many generations. So God bless.
Thank you again, Mr. McCrory, for your time. And again, our condolences. Thank you.
Thank you very much.